Tonight I'm going to be playing PT, but I'm not going to be playing PT as if it is a playable teaser for Silent Hills, although I believe a lot of the references, some of the motifs are there. Tonight I'm going to be playing this game as though it is the bridge between Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, and I am referring to Metal Gear Solid. There's a lot that remained unanswered in this game, and maybe tonight I can answer some questions and pose some new ones, and also make some observations, just whatever pops into my head. I'm not gonna wander around. I'm gonna focus on making this a narrative, more of a cinematic narrative. It's kind of my aim. Probably gonna fail miserably, but we'll see what we can do. So after the events of Ground Zeroes, Big Boss does end up in a coma. Although we're aware from the Phantom Pain that the person we play as in the Phantom Pain is not the same person that we are playing as in Ground Zeroes. And ultimately, I don't think it's the same person that we're playing as here. That's Venom Snake. That's the medic. That's someone else. But as Big Boss, this is how we're going to approach this tonight. As Jack. This is Jack's coma nightmare. Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you? If you look closely here, you'll see a figure in the door. Only for a moment. The camera barely focuses for just a second. Long enough to see that there's someone standing there. That is Lisa. And I'll get around to who Lisa is before too long. It's an interesting shape of the wire, reminiscent of the boss's scar. And I had someone point out to me that it's just a door. I get it, but if you look at the longer piece on top and the shorter piece on bottom, the cutouts in the door, it kind of does form a exclamation point, which is kind of part and parcel of the Metal Gear series. You can hear scratching. Jack's been here a long time. So long, in fact, you can see how many times he scratched into the wall. He's even hearing echoes of previous scratches. Almost as if dimensions don't matter here. And before I walk through the door, I want to point out, it's very interesting. It's pure blackness. And notice now as I walk through the door, suddenly it's light. That light should be bleeding in through that door, but it's not. And that's because the door exists outside of time and space. Almost as a center to Jack's thoughts. His core self. Can't see out the windows right now. Something's going on the radio.
The girl was found shot once in the chest from point-blank range. The mother, who he shot in the stomach, was pregnant at the time. Police arriving on scene after neighbors called 911 found the father in his car listening to the radio. Several days before the murders, neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice. They said it was like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and meat cleaver to murder his entire family. In each case, the perpetrators were fathers. State police say this string of domestic homicides appears unrelated, though it could be part of a larger trend such as employment, child care, and other social issues facing the average family.
And the radio went dead. Well, we should continue moving on. There's really not much to see here. Some people have pointed out that that's one of the camos from Metal Gear 3. I haven't verified this myself. In fact, a lot of the interesting things I'll point out tonight are really dependent on a series of people. Not the least being the person who brought me to the understanding of what PT really was. FIB, you know who you are. So we'll continue on to the set. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Specifically the one with the bunch of strands coming down from it. Also the one next to it that kind of looks like the Oats logo. We won't think about that right now. Being in a coma, especially a nightmare, must be really difficult because it's a repetition of the same things over and over and over and over. Trying to work something out in your head, your brain working overtime. Huh. Well, let's continue on. I was wondering if that bear was there from the beginning. It is. It's the beauty of this. PT as an experience really does make you question things, question reality. And in this case, the reality looks like a really sad place. I was going to say frustrating, but really just more sad. Well, that's no good. Let's see. Oh. Whoa, what are you? Had a thought, recently was playing Metal Gear Solid 2, and it's interesting the amount of... Oh, God. Okay. It was interesting the amount of roaches that were in that game as well. It was the hallway could be considered a blend of all of the experiences of Metal Gear Solid. But really, being Jack, I think it's just more of a theme, maybe, with the roaches. The boss, Kojima in this case, when I refer to the boss, not the boss, but Kojima, boss, really has a thing for roaches. I remember the first time I played this, I missed this. My voice, can you hear it? This sign, can you read it? I'll wait forever if you'll just come to me. Yeah, I had to zoom back in so I could read it. It's funny though, I just noticed something. A lot of people when they, quote this, say the sign. But no, this sign. At least it is, that's what it says when it's on the zoomy loop. Well, nothing much else to do here. The door's closed. Why is the door still closed? I zoomed. And they went away. By that I mean the mating roaches. And, wow, not even a sound. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, I first played PT. Actually, I'm playing this on a friend's account because I was never smart enough to just get it myself when it was available and then be able to have it on my account. But appreciate you, Alex, for... This is my buddy Alex Castillo. I have a number of friends named Alex. Sometimes it gets confusing to keep track of them. Well, someone's pounding on something. Something's getting pounded. Okay, that's my only joke for tonight. Maybe I'll have another one. I don't know. Well, it sounds like someone's in the bathroom. And the pounding has ceased. Jesus. That one always gets me. So anyways, I was talking about how this is, Lisa. Actually, yeah, let's talk about Lisa for a minute. Oh. Yeah, I'm not really well versed in Metal Gear lore. I know Silent Hill a lot better. There's one day I was talking to, I was talking to FIB online, and she mentioned, or I asked her, I said, you know what, the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3, what was her name? Like, her real name. Obviously, she didn't pop out and they called her, you're the boss, because talking about giving a baby an ego. So then FIB responds to me, Lisa. And after playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and discovering some of the story of the boss, she had a baby ripped from her womb. She died by being shot in the face, which Big Boss would definitely incorporate. Not even shot in the face, shot in the eye. Shot through the eye. Would you shut up? Sorry. Let's... Yeah, we're gonna keep moving. You know, as much as I want this to be a teaser for a new Silent Hill game, the cancellation was too strange. The cancellation was sudden, and there was really no warning. It was just like, why? This is going to make millions upon millions. I think the questions we've all asked, or at least anybody who's followed this. Put his hand over mine. I don't speak Italian. I understand Latin languages fairly well, or Latin-based languages. Oh. So we'll just keep moving forward here. Inerte, without moving. I stood without moving. Something similar to that. Probably butchered that one. Apologize. Oh yeah, I should do this now. Why would that even be a thing? Point out here now that we're on the menu screen, anybody who's played The Phantom Pain, you'll recognize the font and just kind of the layout to be